I want to thank Time for Truth for organising today's protest. We are here again today, as we have been many times over the last year, to express our opposition to the British Government's Legacy Bill, which is being debated in Westminster and expected to become law. From the perspective of the government, keeping secrets is the price of law and order. But from the perspective of victims and survivors, a secret that hides the truth is not any kind of justice. It means getting away with murder. Frankly, they should hang their heads in shame, for we are in no doubt that their intent is about protecting their forces and those in suits who prosecuted Britain's dirty war in Ireland. Their intent is to cover up state murder. Shame on them for progressing with this cruel, callous and inhumane bill, and for the distress it is causing families. My brother Pat was murdered by the British state. As a family, we carry the heartache of his loss every single day. Pat was shot dead in front of his children on a Sunday evening as he was having Sunday dinner. He was shot 14 times. His killing was state-sponsored, planned, sanctioned and authorised in Downing Street by the British government of the day. Former British Prime Minister David Cameron had to accept, acknowledge and apologise for the shocking levels of state collusion between British security forces and loyalist death squads in Pat's murder. Yet despite this public acknowledgement of collusion, the former Prime Minister Cameron refused to conduct a public inquiry as was previously agreed in Weston Park. He knew precisely what he had to cover up, and as a family we know why. His focus in refusing to hold an inquiry, as it is with this bill, is to cover up their murderous deeds. That's why nearly 35 years after Pat's killing, we are still campaigning for a fully fledged public judicial inquiry. Families who have lost much now see the British government pulling down the shutters on their campaigns for truth and justice with their legacy bill. Where else in the world would you see this? And where would it be considered acceptable? But as families, we are not deterred. We will never give up and we will never be silenced. We will regroup and get ready for the next phase of our campaigns for truth. That is why, yet again, we stand in opposition to this bill becoming law. The right to truth is an issue of restoring dignity. It's an issue about restoring the concept of trust in the rule of law. This bill does neither. A peaceful and prosperous future will only be possible when we face up to and deal adequately with our past. Then, and only then, can we look towards the future with positivity. As a family, we have faced many obstacles since Pat's killing, but we have kept going, and despite the setbacks, we will keep going till we get the public inquiry we deserve. So together, we must support each other. We must refuse to be silenced. Through this legacy bill, the British are seeking to cover up their murderous deeds and put their state forces beyond the reach of law. That will never be acceptable. The rights of families to an inquest, to an investigation, and to pursue a civil action must be upheld and protected. There can be no British political interference in these basic legal processes. These are the actions of a rogue state who fears truth. It's that simple. The Irish government now also need to step up and speak up on behalf of victims. Victims need reassurance, clarity and certainty that the voices of all victims are being heard in Dublin, and that Leo Varadkar and Micheál Martin will do all that they can to legally challenge the British government's legacy bill. That means without delay, the Taoiseach should definitely and categorically set out that the Irish government will take an interstate case under Article 33 of the ECHR to the European Court of Human Rights. As families, we are not on our own. Our message is clear. We are not giving up. We are not going away. We will be seen and we will be heard. That's what our loved ones deserve. That's what all families deserve. I just want to thank you all for coming here today, yet again, and in standing in solidarity with the families. Dora Mayoga.